Hey everybody, it's Kaycee. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be setting up September's budget and the transaction log in my Erin Condren 7x9 planner. And I already set up my bill due stickers. I'm not sure if I put this video up yet, if it's going up before or after this one, since I just filmed that. So I'm going to be doing these today though. And so I am starting basically from scratch for my budget. I am kind of going to look off what we've done before, but honestly, we had so many changes this past summer, like this current summer, I guess. We're at the end of summer now, but things are just going to change. So the transaction log is going to be very important this month. So I'd recommend, if you're starting a new budget, just start tracking your finances. That's like the first step in budgeting. You can't just like make up a budget, make up numbers and say, okay, this is what I'll follow. I mean, you can do that, but you're probably not going to be accurate. And then it's going to just be frustrating if you go over. And so I'd recommend first, just keep track of all your transactions. We're going to be doing this. I'm going to set this up. Why don't we do that first? That's a nice little quick thing. So we will put that, this will be my budget page, my monthly budget. And then there's 2 paychecks in September that my husband gets, so I do budgets off of them too. This page I'm gonna rip out. I use this as scrap page, kind of like a notes page throughout the month, and then I rip it out because I don't use the dashboard actually. So this will be paycheck 1, this will be paycheck 2, and then transaction log will go right here. So let's put that on first. This will be the quick one because I don't actually have to write anything in here. We'll just put this on, draw the lines. And we haven't been keeping track really of our transaction log or our like transactions since, I want to say June was the last time, and we only did like half that month. So we kind of tried while we moved, but then we just, I mean, buying a house this summer, it was intense. It was like the market's crazy, and so it was just a rough time for budgeting and, I mean, everything, honestly. But now we're finally settled, so I feel like we can start getting back on a budget. And it was just so expensive. We're still buying a lot of things. We're going to actually be redoing our kitchen, and I'm excited about that. That's going to be expensive, but I'm really excited about just getting what I want for a kitchen. We kind of did that with our old house, but we kind of limited it. We knew we probably wouldn't stay there for a super long time, so we were only at our old house for 3 years, so I didn't want to put too much into it, but I did update it a little bit. We like changed out the countertops, and then I painted the whole kitchen, so it looked nicer than it was when we got it. Hold on 1 minute, I need to go find a ruler. Okay, found my ruler. All right, anyway, as I was saying, like I need to choose which marker to use for which. I think we'll try to write it. Hopefully this one's not too light when I write the text in, but I think I'm gonna use the green for this. And I apologize for my nails. I need to get them taken off. I just haven't done that yet, so they look terrible. All right, but we are gonna redo our kitchen, so that is gonna take a lot, but we're not gonna take out a loan for it. We've decided we're gonna use what we have in savings to do that, and it's not gonna happen for like, they're so behind. Everything's so behind right now. They might not even come to measure. It'll be like November, I think, before they get started with us. So we still have quite a few months to save. So that part, I mean, that's nice then. So we already have the quote. We're in there like queue, whoops, to get going with the kitchen, but it's just gonna be a while. We're getting I mean, it's an old kitchen. It's like, the house was built in the 90s. I actually, fun fact, I don't know if it's fun for you, but it's funny for me. So this is my 3rd house, and all of my houses have been built in the 90s, like all the mid 90s, so that's kind of funny. But anyway, since this house was built in the 90s, the kitchen hasn't been updated. So the countertops are like laminate, they're very blue. So we just wanted to change that. All right, this is what my transaction log looks like. So I'll put the date that we make a purchase, and then I'll put what the purchase was, then the amount, and I'll keep like a balance total right here on what we spent. if I need another page, I'll put another transaction log right here and just continue it on. Usually we finish, like we can keep all of our transactions in one page, but every once in a while it does get to another page. All right, so that's done. Now let's get to the actual budget. First of all, let's put the stickers down. That's the fun part. It makes budgeting more fun when you use stickers. And all these stickers can be found in my Etsy shop, and I'll have a link below for that. Put this right here. And then we'll put the income. This pattern, I love sunflowers. I did a sunflower pattern last year too. I think I did it for October, and it was just so pretty. So I did another sunflower pattern. I tend to do like September to me, I know it's still summer technically, but it starts feeling like fall. Right now it doesn't seem to feel like fall, but it's still the end of August. You know, August is kind of hot, but it just starts reminding me of fall. So I was like, we'll get some fall vibes going here with this September design. So I did that, but I'll still finish talking about my kitchen. So we're gonna get the doors redone, the veneers peeling. So we basically just have to redo all the doors. And then, so we picked out new doors for that. And then we're gonna get new countertops, and then we're gonna get backsplash, because there's no backsplash right now. So I'm super excited for all of that. It's gonna look really good when it's finished. All right, so what I'm gonna do now, this is the total strip for the income. And I wrote out like a budget on the side so I don't have to be doing this or it would take forever. That part, just like I wrote out what I think. And like I said, this is our first budget in a while, and it's our first budget I'm doing in our new house. So these numbers may not be super accurate. I'm going off what I did before and kind of what we spent last month, like what I know of what we spent. We weren't tracking anything, which is a problem, which is why I said make sure you're tracking things, which is why we're gonna start in September so we can actually do a hopefully accurate budget in October. But this should be not too far off because a lot of things changed, but then like our utilities and everything, actually they pretty much went up. We bought a bigger house and it's a little more expensive area that we're in now. So unfortunately our utilities all went up. And then our mortgage, we're actually, so at my last house, we always paid our mortgage through a different account, and I didn't include that in our budget. So I'm gonna start including that in our budget now. And I'm putting all of our income in the actual income section. And I like splitting our expenses for the main budget, for this like monthly budget, into two. I do variable and then fixed, mainly because this is a 7x9 planner and all my expenses won't fit on one page if I do it all in one line. So we split them into the two, and then that way they both fit. So we have variable and fixed. Like that. And I don't want to put the total strips down yet till we start writing these, because I have to kind of count. The fixed, there's not so many, but the variable, there's quite a few, and I don't want to mess up where I put the like total strips. So we're just going to start writing stuff in right now before we draw lines or anything. So this will be easy for the income. The income's the easiest part. So the way I do income, first of all, I recommend doing this on a separate scrap piece of paper before you actually do it on your nice, like if you have a nice budget notebook, which is what I did before. I have like a scrap piece of paper, and then you can kind of scribble things out if you mess up, and then just write down a preliminary budget and go through that. And then you can transfer it into this, like your nicer budget. And then this can obviously have mistakes too, but that way you're not like scribbling out here and there, and you know about like kind of what you're doing. Like you've written it out first, and then you can make a little bit of changes to this, but at least you have like a base to go off of. So first of all, what we did, I looked at all of our income sources. We only have two basic ones right now. So we have one for my husband, his main job, and then my job is Etsy, but it's only one. And then I do have another category. This is just in case we make anything else, and I am gonna put $5 in for this one this time, and that's mainly for credit card rewards. I'm not sure. We're probably not going to get the big rewards for the other credit cards yet. I'm assuming we're not going to get that yet this month. I guess we'll find out, but I'm not putting it in here. I'm not going to expect anything for that. But this would be like, we have our one credit card that has cash back, and we're doing that for restaurants right now. So this, I don't know. I was kind of estimating $5. That seems to be the average that we're getting back on credit cards. And just so everybody knows, we pay off all of our credit card. The only debt we have is our mortgage. So we pay our credit cards off every month. I don't recommend getting credit cards if you're not going to be able to pay them off every month. All right, so my income, we're expecting, hopefully I'll get 400 from Etsy. And then my husband's, we have kind of an exact amount, but this could change too, but there we go. All right, and then I totaled this up so I don't have to do that here too. So the total is $4,429.92. Okay, and then once we get the actual, I'll put it here, and then this will be the difference, and then the totals will go right here. So that's all we did for income. So what I did, like I said, we write down all of your income sources, and then write down if this is kind of fixed. This is a variable. Mine Etsy is variable. So let me zoom you in a little so you can see this a little bit. So I'm putting my minimum, what I think I'm going to be paid for any variable income. I recommend doing that so you're not like shorthanded then at the end of the month. And then for expenses, I always overestimate. So it's always like a better, easier thing, easier if you do that so you're not like out of money, like you didn't make less and then spend more than you expected. So that's that. Let's get over here. Let's do fixed expenses and just get that done. So we have Compassion, and then Reliant. These are both kind of like giving. Compassion is like a compassion child. We have one over in Thailand. Reliant is another gifting thing. The internet is not a gift. All right, internet, phone. And then gym is gonna be the same every month. And then we're gonna start, we never did this. We always did this over here in the variable for tithing, but we wanna start doing a consistent tithe, so we're putting that over here. And then I wanna draw lines real quick because it's getting confusing. So let's just stop. That'll be the last. And there's no other, like, there's no unexpected fixed expenses, so I don't need to put any other category or anything for these. All right, let's draw some of these. This is kind of turning into a chatty video. So how's everybody else been doing? I know I've been kind of gone. I've been keeping up with Etsy orders. I haven't really been doing much on Etsy until this past week, but, oh, I just messed that up. Oh, well. And this is, I always do this. I drew too many lines, and I'm always like, that'll look terrible, but then it's fine. It's still functional, and that's like the most important thing about doing this. Next time I'll remember. I need to watch because it's like a little lighter, so I wasn't paying attention and I was talking to you guys. So anyway, I haven't been doing a ton for Etsy. I've just been like filling out orders, mainly because those are like the most important things. I need to get all my orders out in time. But I did last week, I started trying to put more stickers on. I'm gonna try to do this every week. Hopefully I'll do a couple stickers every week, a couple new stickers. I did some grocery stickers last week. So the grocery stickers are like, it's like grocery pickup, grocery delivery, grocery shopping, things like that. Grocery order, I think, order groceries. I think that's what I said. And a lot of people seem to like that. I've gotten a couple orders for those so far. And then I also put up doctor's appointment stickers. So, and I used to have those in my shop, but then I don't know what happened. I like took them out for some reason, but now they're back. So, and they're better. Honestly, I think they're better. I redid them, so they look a little nicer. The old ones, there was no problem with them, but I just kind of updated them. All right, so we're gonna do this. Put the amounts in, and these are fixed, so I know these are gonna be exact amounts. So that's kind of nice. The only thing though, I think they said this month is probably still going to be the $60.80, but it's supposed to be going down to like $55, hopefully. That's what they told us at least, but they said it's going to take a couple months. I don't know why it takes a couple months. They just want to keep taking our money apparently, but we signed up for like auto pay and then I think paperless billing, and then they said if we do that, they'd take $5 off the bill. And we called them because we're like, you didn't take it off the bill, and they're like, oh, it'll get applied in a few months. Okay. So all right, so there we go, $392.54 for our fixed expenses. And now we're gonna go over here to variable. These are gonna, so what I do for this is just kind of the categories that we spend on. These expenses are what you can get from your transaction log. And so if you have no idea what kind of categories, I mean, go with the basics first. You need your utilities. So I break up my utilities. Then most people need food and groceries. Restaurants, if you go out to restaurants, I like splitting those into two. And then if you have pets, probably a category for that. Your car, anything like that. Just like think of some things that you spend on every month. And that's kind of where you can get your categories. And then if you go through your transaction log and start putting each transaction into a category and find you have like a transaction that doesn't fit into a category, just make a new category next month. If it's something like you maybe forgot about or something, which that's another perk for having a transaction log. You like see your actual expenses, and then maybe you could cut some things out. So let's just get started. First of all, we need gas, and I specify that it's for the house because I also have gas separated for the car. And this, we're just gonna put 40. And then electric, water, and then mortgage. So the electric here is really expensive for some reason. I think because we're running the air quite a bit and it's a bigger house. Water, like I said, we didn't get. So this is just kind of a guess. I have no idea. So I'm putting $50. Hopefully that's on the high end. At our last house, our water bill was included with like our trash bill and everything. So it, like, I don't know now like how this, since it's broken just into water, I'm assuming water, sewer, I don't really know what it's gonna be. So we're just guessing on that. We'll find out next month. Hopefully it'll be more accurate. And then mortgage is gonna stay the same. Actually, this will probably go over here. I should have put this over here. So this will go here next time. So see, this is my first budget. Things are gonna be wrong, but you can adjust next month and then fix it. So we're just gonna keep going on this because mortgage, this isn't our exact amount, but we like doing it, we round it up a little bit so that we pay a little extra in principal every month so that we can pay our mortgage down a little bit faster. And that's just an easy way to do that. All right, next we have, all right, our biggest category kind of for like our regular spending is food and groceries. I do groceries too because I don't separate anything we buy at the grocery store. If we buy like plastic bags or paper towels or anything, if we do that, I don't separate that into its own category right now. I just include that in the food groceries category. So we're doing $100 a week, so it's $400. So that's the big one. And then restaurants. So also what I would recommend when you're doing a budget, can't spell, is to look what you're going to be doing for the month. So we were going to try to not go to restaurants as much. So $75 is a lot of money for trying not to go to restaurants. But we're going to be going on a little day trip. We're taking my niece. We're going to do it's the Cuyahoga Valley scenic train ride. We're meeting one of my husband's friends. So we're going to be gone for the day. And I think my niece is going to be staying with us one night possibly. And we'll probably eat out a little bit for that weekend. So I did keep that. So that's something you want to keep in mind when you're doing your budget. You need to keep in mind what's going on for the month. Like, are you taking any trips? Is anybody coming? Like, is there any big events going on throughout the month? All right, my other category. So Etsy just means anything I'm going to be spending on Etsy. I may open my own account for Etsy and then not have to take it out of our like personal account. But I haven't done that yet. So right now we're just keeping it as a category. Home, we're spending a lot on our house right now since we just bought it, so I'm putting $100, just giving us some grace for that since we just moved in. Entertainment, and honestly we spent a lot more than that, like I said, but hopefully we've got all of our big stuff out of the way now, like all the furniture we bought, so I don't think we have anything else. And I just thought I just wrote Allie down for my budget over there, like my scrap paper budget, and we now have it's like a koi pond. It's goldfish are in it only, but we have goldfish in there. There's like goldfish, and then I think they're all goldfish, but some of them are black too. And so we need stuff for the pond too, so they're kind of like our pets now too. We decided to, they never fed them like the old owners, but we decided to buy some fish food and see if they'll start coming to us more, because they don't really come up to the surface, and some of them are getting pretty big. They're like 5 or 6 inch long goldfish, so that's kind of, we've been trying to figure out how to take care of a little pond, so that's been interesting. All right, but what I put for them, well, first entertainment is just $50. And I also wanted to mention, so for your budget, like put fun categories in too. You don't need to just do like, if you have enough money for things, put like entertainment. Like I'm giving $50. Usually we buy like a board game or something. That's like our entertainment. But if we want to go out like one night or something, go to a movie or anything, I don't think we're doing that much, so I only put 50. But I mean, put that in your budget. Like it doesn't have to be like a strict, just no, like nothing fun in your budget. You can put fun money in your budget too. All right, pets, we're putting $80 because she's gonna need a new Seresto collar. We bought a bunch of stuff for the pond already, so I don't think we're gonna need to buy too much else for that. So this the Seresto collar, and then we're running low on treats, so we usually stock up on treats when we buy them, so I think we might do that in September. Our car, this is everything but gas. We just got the oil change and everything. I'm not putting anything for this. I don't think we're gonna have to spend anything. Our car is pretty new, so hopefully we won't have any problems with it or anything, so we're putting 0. The gas, hopefully even with our little day trip, it'll only be 2 fill-ups. We don't drive too often. Clothing, I may be buying a few things, so we're doing $50 for me. Gifts, I always look if we have any like birthdays, anniversaries coming up this month or anything. We don't have anything in September, so I'm putting 0. And then miscellaneous, this I usually put 0. This is just if I do happen to have any anything in our transaction log that doesn't fit into a category, we can put here. And if you keep having miscellaneous every month, you probably want to make a new category, because you don't want a lot in miscellaneous. So we're trying not to, we hopefully won't have too many there. All right, but we're gonna put this down. I'm gonna zoom you guys back out a little. And put this one down. And then we gotta draw the lines. And we're almost done finally. This is gonna be a longer video probably. All right, the lines are dark green. Let's try not to mess them up for this one. And I just put my October stickers up a little bit ago, maybe a week ago. I put my October stickers up, and they're a little fox pattern. You can honestly use this pattern if you don't do the actual, like the name of the budget or anything. Like if you, for the transaction log and stuff, if you just do like paycheck budgets or anything, you can use this design for October too. It'd be a good October design too. But I figured since I did sunflowers in October last year, I wouldn't do them again this year. So I did them in September instead. But I'll show you that pattern in a minute. All right, so there is my budget. Close this. We do have to put the final amount. Get all my papers out of the way. The final amount then for all the variable expenses, I added this up, so hopefully this is correct. It's $2,270. And like I said, the mortgage next time, I'll have to make a note to put that over here in the fixed expenses because it's not going to change either. We're going to have that be automatically paid every month. So as this amount, that's the plan right now at least. And then one more thing I was thinking about doing. So we decided not to do escrow for our mortgage this time for this house, because we've just had so many problems with escrow in the past, so I didn't want to have to do that. So we will need to somehow be keeping like money aside to pay taxes and insurance for our house, which I'm assuming I should probably use sinking funds for, but I haven't ever had like I've never really used sinking funds that much. I kind of did for a little short period of time, but I haven't used them very much. So we'll see. Next month, maybe I'll start that. Maybe I'll just start some sinking funds because that's going to be a big amount. So that's not something we can just pull out of our extra money for the month. Because as you can see, we have quite a bit. You need to add both of these together, but even $3,000, we have quite a bit extra that we get throughout the month. Usually we put it towards savings, but then if you take out, it's going to have to be like, we're probably going to have to take out about $700 a month for our taxes and insurance because our taxes are crazy here. So our school district is so expensive. Like you have to pay so many taxes for that. So it's a big thing. So a lot of that's going to go towards our sinking funds then too. And then anything extra we put towards savings or mortgage. We haven't really decided what we're going to do for that yet, since we're still kind of, this month we have a lot. We owe a lot on our credit card since we bought all that furniture. So we have a lot right now in our checking account that it's going to be used to pay that. And then we have enough to pay for our kitchen. But then once that's done, then we're going to be basically back to starting over. We have our emergency fund still too. We haven't touched that, but I don't know. This is just kind of, we're starting back in budgeting. So this is what we're going to do for this month. And then we'll kind of go from here, see how this works this month. And then maybe in October, we'll change it just a little bit. All right, if you made it this far, thank you for watching all of this. If you have any questions on how I budget or why I do this, let me know in the comments below. I'll try to answer your questions as fast as I can. If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And I will see everybody in my next video. Bye.